Guys, this is just a really quick video, well not quick, but just a quick overview of my new RPG I made. This is mainly for my viewers on Discord. I will make an updated one where it's all the skills and stuff, or all the updates, but right now this is just the basic version. I'm just making this so we can play test it tonight, and then like in a few weeks I will make an updated version that'll look really good and stuff, but this is just for the play testers in my server. So first what you guys will want to do is create a character sheet. And I'll give you a rundown of what you need on your character sheet. You need a name box. You can name your character anything you want. You need which realm they are from, because in my game you basically can create your own realm, and yeah, so players can visit other players' realms and use their characters and stuff. So make sure to title your realm. This guy's from Solotan. If you guys want your characters just to come from Solotan, that's totally fine. Then each character starts with 7 health. In game, it's going to be annoying, like constantly erasing this stuff, so I recommend like using a dice or something to keep track, or some counters. Shields, you basically can have a max of 6 of them, and they basically can block 1 hit. They're basically like hearts, except they're not temporary, or they are not like constant. So hearts, they reset after you complete every page. Shields do not. You only really use shields if you're down to like 1 heart, and then you can use these because they're basically like extra hearts, except they don't replenish, and they're very cheap to buy. Your religion, you can choose one of the 3 gods. I'll get into that later. Your speed, you start with a speed of 0, but I'll get into that later too. That basically just determines who goes first in initiative. You have 6 weapon slots. All you need to know is the name, range, and the number of dice they roll. And then if they have an effect, you would write that down too. Your character, you also have, like, this is something cool about the game. It doesn't really do anything. It's just for customization. You can, whenever you create a character, you can give them a special artifact or item. Of course, they can't be useful, like they can't be a weapon or have any effect, but they're just cool to have on your character, I guess. I mean, if you really wanted to use them, I guess you could trade them with someone for something, but usually they're just there to be cool. Then you have skills, and I'll get into that later too. I wouldn't recommend buying anything when you first start in inventory, because you'll collect stuff throughout the game. So that's all you need on your character sheet. Feel free to make your own character sheets, but just make sure they have all the stats on them. Then getting into the game. So basically what you'll need is a few 6-sided dice and a d20. That's it, unless you want to track health too, then you would need that. So starting right into it, let's just start off with creating a character. So when you create a character, or basically how your character progresses, is through level coins. PCG, or sorry, not PCG Masters. I mean, this RPG is very heavily inspired by PCGs. But basically, after characters create a page, or complete a page, like let's say they killed a bunch of monsters and then they go on to the next page, the PCG Master can award level coins. And then the players can use those level coins to buy items in the shop, or skills, or speed boosts, or stuff like that. So when you create your character, you have 8 level coins to start. So you can spend them on shields, hearts, weapons, skills, items, but I don't recommend it, or speed. So basically, speed costs 1 to increase, and whoever has the highest speed goes first in initiative. So like you can spend all 8 on speed, but then again, you wouldn't have any weapons. I really don't. I mean, I would of course start with like maybe 1 or 2, but then if you want to buy shields, you can. They each cost 1. They're kind of iffy, like, I don't know. I chose 2 because, I don't know, I've never played this game yet. This is the first playtest, so I guess we'll see how it works. But I recommend getting a good weapon because, okay, so these are what the weapons cost. You can buy other hearts, but those cost 15 each, so I don't recommend doing that yet. So you can get a basic dagger for 2 levels, and that means you roll 2 dice. And basically how combat works is you roll dice. If it is a 4, 5, or 6, it's a hit. So that means they take away 1 of the opponent's life. And then for defense, that player, so they rolled 1 hit, so I would get to roll 1 block. If it's a 6, it's blocked. Anything else goes through and damages their life. And you might be saying, well, what the heck? Like, there's like no defense. That's where shields and hearts come in. So hearts can reset after every page. So this is basically how many hits you can take before you're dead, and I'll get into death later. But let's say you took 3 hits, you complete the page, then it just resets. Shields do not reset. You can use them to block a hit, but then they're gone forever. So basically, if you want to keep if you're down to 1 and like this guy's hitting you for 2, you can use your shields and still stay alive. Next, there's a compact or a basic bow for 3 levels, and it does 3 dice of damage. So you would roll 3 dice. I got 2 hits, and then they would try to block. They 0 block, so 2 damage goes through, and they lose 2 life. It's basically that is basically combat. Super fun and super easy. Dragon Sword, 5 levels for 5 dice. Oh, and then range. This, it really doesn't matter. Like, it's either short range or long range, so that's pretty easy. Compact Bow, 6 levels, 6 dice. Ninja Stars, 3 levels, 3 dice, and you can use them at short or long range. Frying Pan, the worst one, 1 level, 1 dice. You can only do a max of 1 damage, basically. It sucks. Seymour Hammer, 4 levels, 4 dice. You know, it's pretty basic. Basic Spear, 3 levels. And you would roll 2 dice. Your opponent can't block these hits. So that is kind of powerful. And then there's Pufferfish, 2 levels. You only roll 1 dice. If it's a hit, target loses 1 life and then an extra 1 life every time it is their turn to attack. So let's say you rolled a 6 on let's say a skeleton. That skeleton would take 1 damage, and then next time it is the skeleton's time to attack, they would take another damage. So I don't know how good that thing is, but yeah. Then another thing you can spend levels on are skills. Each skill costs 2 levels to buy. And so this is basically the other thing. So when attempting anything that isn't combat, the PCG master would say, okay, so you guys are going to try to jump over this cliff. I'm going to say you need to roll a 15 or higher to jump over that chasm. So I rolled an 18, so I completed that. But let's say I rolled a 12 or 11, okay? But I have a skill in athletics. So basically you can spend 2 levels and fill in one of these. So 2, 2, 2, 2, and you would be maxed out. Skills basically decrease the target number that you have to roll. So if it was a 15, I would only have to roll a 13 to do it, or a 12, 11, and then so on. So like some are limited, like healing, that's kind of powerful, like when you're healing others. So that's only limited to 3. Others like fruitiness and history, like you can be an expert in those. So like you can go all the way up to -9 on those. So those are just the skills. Feel free to screenshot this information while you guys make your characters. But yeah, you have 8 levels to create your character. So how about I just create one real quick, or pretend to? So I have 8 levels. So I'm going to use 2 on shields. So that's already 2 levels I use. So I have 6 left. Then I'm going to buy a dagger. That is another 2 levels. So I have 4 left. Then I'm going to spend 2 on strength boost. So I can roll 2 less whenever there's a strength roll. And then I guess I'll spend my remaining 1 on speed. So I'll just go to 2 speed, because each speed costs only 1. So yeah, that's basically an overview. Lets me go into like the religion aspect. So you can choose which deity you worship. Right now there's only 3. Of course, I'll have more once more expansions come out. But basically, before you start, or any time in your turn, you can roll a d20. If it's a 20, like a natural 20, then you might get a gift from your god. If you worship the Peanut Patron, and you can only worship one god. If your character worships Peanut Patron, he might grant you an item or heal you. If you worship the Sussy Lambo and roll a 20, he might give you some level coins or skills. If you worship Giga Chad Epic, the best god ever, he gives you anything. Like, it can be random. It can be good, bad, useless, or absolutely amazing. So it's kind of risky there. And then the only item you can really buy right now for 5 levels is rope. So yeah. So this game is very customizable. You guys can make your own realms and stuff, but for now, I don't want you guys to really expand on any of the rules yet. I might add an option where you guys can make your own rules and stuff in the future. But right now, this is the basic game. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.